Going over to the Cultural Pod podcast, you have a Texas teacher calling himself a trans god and going viral, though not in a good way. This is also reason number 9,458,735,003 to homeschool your kids for the love of God. Because, yeah, not only does every year the test scores get lower and lower in terms of, math, arithmetic, and basics, but they're also indoctrinating kids left and right, even the great state, or some might argue the great country of Texas. Now, this comes to us thanks to Libs of TikTok, in which she says, quote, Meet Zachary Sundry, a man pretending to be a woman. Zachary is a teacher at, what is this, Redoa, what school is this? Red Oak ISD. And she tagged Red Oak too. He says he's a gender euphoria from being called ma'am and feels affirmed when his students use his female name and pronouns. Would you feel comfortable with this person teaching your children? Unquote. Which, yeah, there's a 0% chance I would allow that to happen. Granted, I haven't had the blessing of having children of my own yet. Hope to maybe someday. But yeah, I would work twice as hard to do whatever it takes to ensure that kid did not go to that school. Like, yeah, just geez Louise. Although perhaps this Rosie will give us some very articulate bullet points as to why this is a sane, rational, okay idea. I mean, obviously not, but we'll hear what it has to say. Which, why do they always have those tinted glasses? It looks like a creepy hippie commercial. And really deep red lipstick and some type of moo-moo. Again, I'm not a fashion aficionado. I just know men should always suit up and we always look better as we do. Obviously, I do it daily. But yeah, it has shoulder length hair, really dark red lipstick, and blue tinted glasses. Needless to say, if you're only listening on the Spotify or the Apple Podcast, you're not missing out today.
Hi, I'm Rosie, Texas English teacher and transgender goddess, here with just a couple of thoughts about some gender euphoria that I've been feeling today. So for those of you that don't know, gender euphoria is the feeling you get when you finally feel comfortable in your gender, when something good happens and it just brings you a lot of joy and calm, and it's been happening to me a lot today. This morning, when I stopped at the gas station for my morning energy drink, I got ma'amed. Which is so funny because I know that there are a lot of women who really don't like being called ma'am, but
you're in Texas. I'm pretty sure most women prefer to be called ma'am. But I mean, you're wearing a dress, and maybe from the backside, inebriated, some might call that. And you also have long hair.
I like it a lot. It's so new.
But apparently, he likes it a lot.
I like it a lot. It's so new to me and it's so wonderful. And it was such a small thing to make me this happy. And then at school today, I'm surrounded by kids. I teach sophomores, and I have these 15, 16-year-olds who are completely on board, who, when I told them I had changed my pronouns, jumped right into it. They call me ma'am. They call me miss. They use my correct pronouns and know my correct name. And it is incredibly affirming. So I guess my message here is, if you have any trans people in your life, it is so easy to show them love. So easy. All you have to do is respect them. Something as simple as calling a trans woman ma'am could be the thing that completely changes her entire day. It does for me. I've been out for 7 months and it never, ever, ever gets old. So I just want you to know, if you have trans people in your life, love them, because it means everything to them.
Yeah. Homeschool your kid for the love of God. Now, again, it's a public school. They're probably not talking about religion. No, I'd argue country got a lot worse once they took that out. But nevertheless, another topic for another time, perhaps. But yeah, also another big red flag. You're calling yourself, what was this, godlike? Yeah, what did it say in the beginning?
Hi, I'm Rosie, Texas English teacher and transgender goddess.
Ah, yes, that's another creepy as hell thing. So you think you're a transgender goddess. So also sacrilegious on top of all the other things. What the hell? I can't help with. I mean, we should love TikTok just for the fact that these people are self-reporting themselves, and that hopefully enough parents wake up and realize, oh dear God, that's in my school. Johnny and, well, what's that cliche girl name? Johnny and Kelsey. They're in class seeing this every day. They have your kid for 8+ hours. Probably quite concerning. And this went pretty viral next too. Got 2.4 million views and 12,000 likes. Liz Lives to TikTok also said, quote, "This is the type of content that the trans teacher at the school is pushing on his kids on TikTok when the students will follow him," unquote. And they show that, wait a minute, how many are there? And apparently Rosalind Sandry posted LGBTQ flags. It says the flags digest version? What? The Reader's Digest version. How many flags are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 16. 32 flags? Again, whoever is part of Big Flag and Big Hair Dye, they're making a killing these days, fiscally speaking. I mean, shoot, people talk about making money by putting money in NVIDIA stock or Google or Microsoft. These companies making hair dye and flags, they are just cranking them out, making so much money. Every day there's a new flag. I mean, that's just good job security whoever makes those flags in China. That got 910 likes. Oh, this wasn't the most popular comment, but it was the most handsome, I would argue. Me, the topping show on X, I say, quote, "Reason 10 billionth to homeschool your kids." Only got 2 likes, but those are 2 nevertheless. The Waco kid, A+ for marketing, you know exactly where he's from. And it says, try to keep this moderately family friendly. It's not the swear the F word, but it's the bundle of sticks. It says transgender, when being a bundle of sticks, just doesn't get you the attention you want. There's a boy who dyed his hair pink and grew it down to his shoulders, getting 143 likes. Gunther Eagleman says, quote, "I would never let him teach anything to my kids," getting 831 likes. Paul Zupa says this man should not be around children, getting 288 likes. Western Dominion got some of the top likes here, says, quote, "A grown man gets, quote unquote, euphoria from a kid affirming his delusions. This is not a teacher. This is someone who belongs far away from children," unquote. Getting 1.5 thousand likes. Quite a few to say the least. You also have Brett Seufert saying, quote, "What's going on in Texas seems like it's turning into a breeding ground for trans and Muslims." Getting 196 likes, which, yeah, Texas is becoming more and more purple throughout the years. Granted, it's mostly the shitties. I mean, if you zoom out by county, like a lot of places in California and Illinois, most of the places geographically are red, but you have the shitties, which I would argue because of government incentives, aka handouts and free stuff, that kind of sways elections as well. But yeah, I mean, Texas is becoming purple. It's quite concerning. There's even some Democrats so mentally vacuous they want to introduce an income tax in Texas. What? That's half the reason people move here. No. Never do that. That's one of the most abhorrent ideas I've ever heard of. You also have Michael Gunderson saying nope, and it's a cartoon with everyone else being black and white. There's someone with rainbow hair says you should all change your core values and beliefs to fit in, getting 123 likes. You have the Jaws meme from Georgia Patriot saying, quote, "We're going to need a bigger mental hospital," getting 138 likes. A lot of people saying this is not a mental dysphoria, but rather a fetish. That's another popular sentiment. A Dudley Buchanan says, quote, "No, I will slap that one down right now. That's not gender euphoria. That's feeling better. That feeling comes from toxic chemicals when you're pumping into your body." They have Lisa from The Simpsons with a little slide deck and says, "Dear trans community, don't tell me I have to accommodate you for who you are when you can't accept yourself for who you were." Getting 226 likes. Let's see here. Bowtied Queen Bee says, quote, "People are sending their kids to random strangers at the age of 5. Meanwhile, my kids." It's a Jim from The Office smiling through the window. It says, "When you hear your homeschool kids on the porch telling you their public school friends they're being indoctrinated by the state." Getting 65 likes. Yeah. What is that? No Country for Old Men. It's a very famous actor. His name eludes me at the moment, but he's the guy with the bolt gun in the movie. And this is from Nom Nom. It says, "Corporate wants you to find the difference." And it's the bad guy from No Country for Old Men. And it says how trans people look to you when you use their correct pronouns. And he's quite ecstatic. Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, this keeps happening more and more and more in public schools. I mean, we have seen the number of homeschools increase, especially since the pandemic and the lockdowns. I can't help but think as more and more parents see this, the average parent won't want those types of things in front of their children. And culturally speaking, I think that's how the pendulum is swaying. But Let me know your thoughts in the comments because, as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone. Take the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.